Welcome back. It is Friday, June 9th, and the MLB four favorite picks are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday. A weird day in the MLB. It was an 0-1 day. Austin Hayes does not get his over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. Naturally, he gets a hit. He did hit the pivot that I gave out, so I saw a lot of people tail the pivot. At least you guys won some money. I can't be too mad there. And then the Nationals team total, that game gets voided. We only had 2 picks. So 0-1 day, not much really you can do there. But we're going to bounce back today. We got a 1.5 unit play. We got a player prop. We got another play. We got a Nerfy. It's going to be an action-packed Friday. Now, first off, I do want to talk about BetFred. Like, New Year's users can get $111 in bonus bets on their website if you just wager $50. So you can check it out. It's available in Ohio, Maryland. You got Arizona and Iowa. All the links down below if you want to sign up for BetFred. I know a lot of you guys have signed up for it. It's a pretty cool one. So take advantage of that. But Logan, you got 2 picks today. One's a 1.5 unit. We'll save that for later. What's your first one, though?
Yeah, the first one's only a 1-unit play, and it's a team no one really wants to back right now. That's okay, right? We're going to the Tigers versus Diamondbacks game, and I'm taking the Tigers plus a half in the first 5 innings in this one. Minus 124 odds on FanDuel is currently your best value for this one. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, Logan, you trying to fade Merrill Kelly yesterday. Didn't work out because that game got postponed. Well, you're fading him again today. Well, this is a different matchup, of course. Different analysis used in this one, but it's still true that Merrill Kelly has a 2.8 ERA, 1.08 whip, and his expected ERA, 3.83 on the year. So you look at that expected ERA, I still think it's due some regression. Now, he faces a favorable matchup for himself. He faces a Tigers offense that is struggling, but I liked the way Detroit ended the game yesterday. They were getting no hit through, I believe, 6 innings, and they just looked absolutely abysmal. Looked like they could have got shut out. They could have even got no hit, but they came back and almost won the game. Craig Kimbrell almost blew it for the Phillies in the end. It doesn't matter because the Phillies ended up winning that game, but I like the way they finished it out. This young team, they could have quit, but they didn't, and I think they're going to carry some momentum into that for today. And you look at the Tigers, they've been atrocious on the road. They've been hitting 111 in their last 3 games on the road, but the good news for us today is they're returning back home to Detroit, where over their last 3 games they're hitting 242. That's a respectable batting average. I'm not going to back a team that's barely hitting 100, but the fact that they're hitting in the 240 range is decent. Now, and another reason why I feel that the Tigers' first 5 run line's a good bet to make is because Michael Lorenzen is on the mound. You look at Michael Lorenzen, 3.21 ERA and a .99 whip on the year. Those are decent numbers for Lorenzen. I'd say a lot of people are surprised with how well he's pitched. Lorenzen also at home, 2.66 ERA. So he's a good pitcher at home, which is what we need to see. Now, the recipe to cool down this Diamondbacks offense, because they've been really good recently, is a pitcher that can induce those ground ball outs. Well, enter Michael Lorenzen. He's a good pitcher at pitching to contact, and I think he'll be able to definitely get some ground ball outs against this Diamondbacks team. You look at Arizona, 20th in hard hit percentage, not a team that just screams, hard hit contact, extra base hits. If they are grounding out to some infield, players, that's exactly what I'm ordering in this one. You look at the last time they faced a pitch to contact guy in Patrick Corbin. Yes, that one didn't work out for us. Patrick Corbin hosted first inning batting practice, but he ended up dialing it back in, and I saw a lot of the outs were via ground ball. I think Michael Lorenzen could follow a similar blueprint for us in this one, and I just want him to give us a chance to cash this one, because at the end of the day, the nice thing about taking the first 5 run line is they can be either tied or leading through 5. I think a lot of people are going to be pretty square and bet Diamondbacks at good value. You're getting good value on the first 5 run line. People love backing Merrill Kelly. I just don't see it that way today. I think the Tigers are going to be a pain in their side today. I'm taking them on the first 5 run line as my first pick. But Austin, player prop time, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so I got another hit parlay. We're going back to it. And a couple days ago, we took a same game parlay in the Reds game. And this is similar. It's going to be a same game parlay, not in the Reds game. It's going to the Dodgers game. I'm taking 2 Dodgers. I'm taking JD Martinez and Freddie Freeman, each to record a hit. It's currently minus 110 on FanDuel. I think it's pretty solid value there. You're not asking, it's not like minus 135, which I think it is on DraftKings. So avoid their book. But on FanDuel here. Now, the only side thing is that we need both these guys in the starting lineup today. If one of them does get the day off, then we're kind of in a tight spot because they could pinch hit, and then we could be really in a bad spot there. But I think both these 2 guys are going to be out there for the Dodgers. They're on the road in Philadelphia. Now, you're looking at JD Martinez. If you're screaming for a guy, law of regression, to get a hit, well, he's probably it, because he went 0 for 5 yesterday. I know a lot of people had him in their hit parlays, and he didn't step up, and I think he's going to bounce back here. You look at him batting .269 on the season, hasn't gone back-to-back games without a hit since April 21st, so he's only a good guy bouncing back. And you look at who's going to face Ranger Suarez, allowing a 342 batting average versus right-handed batters. Martinez is a righty, and we'll talk about the pitches that Suarez is going to throw in just a second, but I like JD to bounce back. He's a guy that's going to hit in that normally 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 spot, normally 3 or 4 if I had to guess, but he should be out there batting cleanup or, right around there, and I think he's going to get his plate appearances versus Ranger Suarez and also versus a Phillies bullpen that I don't trust. So I think Martinez at least gets one hit. Not the biggest guy for walks, so normally if he gets on base, it's via the hit. So JD Martinez, go get us a hit. Now your teammate is Freddie Freeman. Now this is the guy, if you're looking for a guy to get walks, this could be it, and that could be frustrating. But you look at Freeman, a hit in 23 of his last 25 games, batting 333 on the year and 308 versus lefties. As we've talked about, he's going to face Ranger Suarez, a lefty, and he's batting 400 versus Suarez in his lifetime, I believe 4 for 10 with a couple walks in there. Now, obviously, we know Freeman, he's very talented. He's going to bat in the 2 spot for the Dodgers most likely. I'm confident he can go out there and get a hit. You look at Ranger Suarez, has been a little bit better at, limiting the walks so far this season. So that can be just frustrating if Freeman's going to go out there and walk a couple times, but I still think he's going to get the plate appearances against Suarez and against that Phillies bullpen. At the end of the day, when we look at the pitches that we're going to see from a guy like Ranger Suarez, mostly is going to be a lot of sinkers. He throws the sinker at about 31% or so. The sinker is not only Martinez's best pitch to hit, but also it's Freeman, who has an expected batting average of 404 versus the sinker. So look, I know Freddie, there's not a lot of weaknesses you can really poke into his game. He's always a guy great at finding the openings in the defense. I'm very confident he can get a hit, very confident JD Martinez bouncing back. So I really like both these two fellas. I think they both can go get a hit. JD Martinez, Freddie Freeman. I know a lot of people have probably been taking this on their own. I think this is a good one, so we're going to ride with it. -110 on FanDuel. Each of these guys need to be in the lineup to get a hit, and I'm confident they do that. But Logan, 1.5 unit play. What you got?
Yeah, for the 1.5 unit play, I'm going to take one that a lot of people are really not going to like. But we're going to the Cardinals versus Reds game. I'm taking the Cardinals run line -1.5 against the Reds, and I am going to put 1.5 units. I like it just a little bit more than my first play. Now, I know everyone wants to bet on the Reds. They're just the sexy team, that young and up-and-coming team that everyone just wants to bet on. No one wants to bet on the Cardinals. Disappointing year so far. But the line in this one just doesn't look right. This is a line reading play, and to me, there's no such thing as a safe +1.5 run line bet. What do I mean by that? Well, everyone is claiming the Reds +1.5 to be the safe, and then the Reds money line is the value play, because a lot of people are looking at this money line saying, Reds +150 on the money line. Yeah, I need to take that, or I'll take the +1.5 in parlays for safety. That's just not how baseball works. When the run line looks safe, it normally isn't. And that's what I think a lot of people are going to be mistaking here. And especially given these two pitchers, the line doesn't really look right to me, especially what they did against each other, because they've already faced each other. We'll start with Jordan Montgomery for the Cardinals. 4.23 ERA, 1.29 whip on the year. Those are pretty mediocre numbers for Montgomery. And last time he faced the Reds, it wasn't good. 4 innings pitched, 4 runs, and St. Louis ended up losing that game 6-5. So they not only did St. Louis not cover, they lost outright in that Montgomery start. But to me, the advantage we're going to have is the Reds are only hitting .226 against lefties in their last 3 games. And this line is indicative of Montgomery making the adjustments to face this lineup again, right? Sometimes first time, a pitcher faces a team, he doesn't really know how to attack some of these hitters. Well, Montgomery has some time to sit and think about that last performance, and hopefully he'll be able to dial back in. Reds also, I think this is not a great spot for this offense. They're leaving their hitter-friendly ballpark, and they're heading to a now more pitcher-friendly ballpark. They're just used to the deep line drives flying out of the ballpark at Great American Ballpark. And now they go to Busch Stadium, where that ballpark is huge. It feels like it contains any deep line drive. And I just think this Reds offense is going to struggle against Montgomery today. Now it will be up to the Cardinals bats to get to Ben Lively. Ben Lively starts for the Reds, 3.03 ERA and a 1.01 whip on the year for Lively. Those are good numbers. And last time Lively faced the Cardinals, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. And the Reds ended up winning that game 10-3. Not even close. So you ask yourself, why are you on the Cardinals? Because these two teams, the intuitive bet would be to take Reds. Well, Lively strikeout props only set to 4.5 today, with plus value on the over. Look, I love kind of using K props as a secondary line reading strategy, because this line is indicative of the Cardinals being able to figure him out. Whatever worked for him first time. These Cardinals hitters are really good. The Arenado, the Goldschmidts, etc. They're really good at figuring out the second time they face you. And, he gave up 5 earned runs versus Milwaukee in his last start, Lively did. So I actually expect those hitters to kind of be looking at what worked for Milwaukee in that game. How do you attack a guy like Lively? And at home, the Cardinals are a great offense. They're hitting 265, seventh best in the majors at home. So this is a good Redbirds offense at home. St. Louis 13th in bullpen ERA, Reds 12th in bullpen ERA. Not a huge discrepancy there, but I still think the Cardinals will provide Montgomery enough run support today, and I think the bullpen will be strong enough to hold the cover run, because that's the tough thing about baseball, is always getting backdoored. But I do think the Cardinals -1.5 is a really good bet to make. I love the value on it, plus value. I think everyone and their mother just might trust the Reds a little bit too much. So that's going to be my second pick. But Austin, grab the flags. It's time for Nerfy.
Yeah, you know what time it is, baby. Nerfy Nation time. I had the day off yesterday, and we'll take it. Hey, nothing bad there. But today we're getting 6 quick outs. We're cashing our no-run first inning and hopefully walking away and improving that record. And where are we going? Actually, as a side note, our parlay of the day on Dimers, we do one every Friday. We're going to give away, it's 3 Nerfies, as always, Nerfy Friday. And if it hits, we're going to give away the winnings to one random person on Twitter. So make sure if you aren't following that, calling our shot, make sure you go follow us. You can follow Logan there too, at Logan from COS. Go show us some love, and you'll see I'll tweet it out at 2 p.m. Eastern how you can enter that giveaway to win a good amount of money. Now, let's talk about the one we're going with, though. We're going Marlins and White Sox, taking the no-run first inning -120 on DraftKings. Now, I think this is pretty solid. I don't see this one getting too juiced. I'd probably play it to right around -135. Once you get into -140s, count us out. We don't want to take any Nerfies that are that juiced. But we like this one, and obviously if you want to know our leans for a couple other Nerfies, definitely go check out our parlay of the day, top link in the description. Now let's talk about who's going to lead it off, get the first 3 outs for it. It's going to be Dylan Cease. Now, it hasn't been a great year for Cease. Strikeout-wise, he hasn't really been getting the Ks that we're used to seeing him last year. But still 11-2 on no-run first innings. Not much we can say there. Hey, man, if you're getting the Nerfies, we'll take it. We've talked about Marlins before. 29th in first inning runs. I was also looking at Luis Arraez's prop to get a hit. It's only like -280. This is a guy that obviously Arraez is batting 400 on the year. Everyone's going to have Arraez in their hit parlays. I mean, he's actually, I think he's 5 for 20 against Cease lifetime. So if we can get Arraez out, that first guy out, Soler, I think is, don't quote me on this, I think he was like 0 for 13 against Cease. So either way, we really are confident Cease can get us those first 3 outs. But who's on the other side, Logan?
Yeah, it's up to Yuri Perez to get us those last 3 outs. Now, Perez, not a ton of starts, but he's 5-0 on Nerfies this season, so we do like that for the sample size we're given. The White Sox, 26th in first inning runs. They're not an extremely hard lineup to navigate through. If you can get Tim Anderson out, not allow a home run to Luis Robert, you should be in good shape. Yuri Perez is a really hard pitcher to face first time through the order, because he does have good put away pitches, which is what we like to see. The over-under set to 8, right in the range we do like to pick these. Nerfy Nation, I think we have a winner on our hands. Hopefully we can fly the flags today.
Yeah, let's go 4-0. Cash the Nerfy, cash the 1.5 unit play, cash the hit parlay, and cash Tigers. Feels like a great day. 4-0 is certainly in the cards. I'll put the parlay of the day up on the screen. If you want to click the link, definitely can. Also, if you want to check out our NBA Finals Game 4 video, you can check that out as well. Let's have a great Friday. We'll see you guys back again Saturday morning for some more picks, and we'll see you guys then. Peace.